All right. We're back here at second match of the night here for week 2, Murders of Karlov Manor. And we got Michael M. Atom Bomb here against John P. Goku or Go Home. 2-time league winner, many-time top 8er, and one time he's playing in the feature match tonight. So, uh,
I
what's he got? What's he got over there?
like that. I was going to say you got to reintroduce John if you don't give him all the accolades. Well done.
I don't know them all off the
his
top of
hand,
my head, but I know he's definitely in the feature match tonight.
his hand looked a little like a train wreck at first, but it worked out with that drawn planes return to play the inspector. The rest of it is a swamp, three forests, the deadly cover up, the black board wipe. Your most favorite card that's set, the Lockdown Eavesdropper, and then he just drew the Hunted Bone Brute return,
Oh, I I,
which
I,
Adam
I
got over
I
there.
thought you were gonna say Scene of the Crime as since it's actually my least favorite card. But
No, but I'll keep that in mind for next time.
Michael, if he's running the same deck as I saw him play yesterday, he's got quite a number of rares at his disposal. So I think he took a few losses in week 1, and he's come with the goods here. He's got one rare in play, Sharp Eyed Rookie. He played a Helion as his morph. In hand, he has Mountain, Make Your Move. He has the Quake Mole that we saw in an earlier match tonight, and he has the Dragon, Incinerator of the Guilty.
That Quake Mole is going to be a problem. The Dragon's going to be a problem. Luckily for John, he doesn't have the second black. So even if he wanted to cast the Deadly Cover Up on 5, as of right now, he can't. So
Okay.
that might work out to his advantage in the future. We'll have to see. But this face down right now is just the Bone Brute. And then he
So
did draw the Flourishing for
this was his
turn.
draw for turn, another rare, you see.
Yeah. There's only
Interesting.
one guy that can block that, but it's a 1/3 right now.
Yeah, interesting that he put that out without collect evidence protection. Um, but he didn't play the Quake Mole, so he made a less mana efficient play, but also is not able to make use of the Lamplight Phoenix ability if it dies. So interesting there. Maybe he said I'd rather get this killed than an 8/4, but he's drawn another rare now, Yaris Roar of the Old Gods.
Just rare, rare, rare.
No big deal here. Um, every card he's. I see 5 rares, all better than any card I have access to in my pool, but thankfully I'm not in this match, and we got a Bone Brute potentially clocking him from the other side here. He is going to have to lose. I guess if he blocks with his Yaris and his Sharp Eyed Rookie, he could take down the Bone Brute without losing 2 creatures, but that's yeah, Bone Brute having an extra point of power is pretty huge here, actually.
I feel like he might want to just what's the face down again? The 2/2?
It's the Helion, I believe.
Yeah, I feel like if he does swing, you just block with the Phoenix and the Hellion, right? Like Phoenix can go die. It's never getting past his 2/4 anytime soon.
Yeah, makes sense. And Yaris will flip it back up, and John respects that. And no big deal. Draw for turn was a trumpeting Carnosaur, if you remember that rare from Ixalan.
Oh, that was like the rare
Discover
that everyone would
5.
just pass all the time, right? It was pretty bad.
Discover 5.
It was terrible. Who would play that card? Yuck! Why does he have so many rares?
Well, he took a few losses. He got a few rares, but that one's a little. I mean, the 2/6 drops are not really in his line of thought right now. Just not having the mana,
No,
but
but I mean the Carnosaur is great, right? Like worst case scenario, it's an answer to Bone Brute.
oh yeah, yeah. So
And it's Phoenix fodder, right?
what did I
It's
say right?
actually
What did I
pretty
say right
good.
before we started? I said I'm gonna watch Michael's stream. I think he might have a spicy one here. And what's funny is they're all on color, right? They're all green and red. So it's not like he has to make his mana base stretch to accommodate all of this. He just gets it all just like that.
Gets to cheat out at 6/7. That seems pretty good.
So John is building up towards his board wipe here. I'm guessing he's probably not gonna put
Well,
too
he
many
doesn't
more
have
things in
black
play.
man anytime soon.
Oh, 3 color mana bases, of course. Yes.
Yeah, he's going to have to find the second swamp. That's why I said, luckily for him, it might work in his advantage. As of what we know that's in, Michael's hand, there's still more gas in there, right?
Yeah. I saw John play Novice Inspector on turn 1, and I said for sure he has a completely reasonable, not greedy 2 color deck. but he may have a 3-color deck, which is okay in the early weeks.
Now, so he has Carnosaur, the 6/6 Dragon. What are the other two cards in hand?
Oh, he has the Quake Mole as well as a Make Your Move, which he now can cast with the planes.
Yeah, this is like terrible for John. So as we saw, John got the second swamp. So I'm positive we all know that he's gonna board wipe, but Michael can just keep reapplying the pressure.
Michael doesn't know there's a board wipe coming though. He has no way of knowing this.
He doesn't, but at the same time though, like his hand is just fine. Like
Yeah,
you can lose all this stuff and just go, hey, you know what? Let me just play another bomb.
yeah, why not?
Got rid of that bomb? Let me play another bomb.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm extraordinarily impressed by the amount of rares, and just like every turn, just drawing a new rare. It's just that easy. Just pick up a new card for turn. Oh, it's a bomb rare. The question is now, how can he leverage all of these to win this game? And that's what he's going to have to figure out now.
Honestly, good on Michael for not just jamming the dragon down with nothing in the graveyard to actually use it for. Or the Carnosaur. I'm surprised.
I mean, Carnosaur would have been a pretty decent play this turn. Looks like he's thinking about just killing this Bone Brute, even though it's going to cost him 3 life. But then he can just actually just start making multiple attacks. So this is likely to prompt the board wipe next turn, I would have to guess.
Yeah.
Now that John's lost his biggest and best creature. Oh, no attacks. Interesting.
Huh. I mean, I guess John's just going to run the board wipe out because it's just 3 lands in hand and a Bloomkin. And Bloomkin is not measuring up to this board.
No, it's not quite. I mean, I think Michael's going to be pretty happy to see a board wipe here. And that means all his other creatures are in the clear. I mean, John's thinking like, phew, 3 rares go to the graveyard. Whew. But actually, the Lamplight Phoenix will come back. It does not have sufficient evidence now, but as everything gets wiped up in the board wipe, it will have more than enough evidence to return.
It just feels so bad from John's point of view.
Yeah, and I feel like he's kind of pressed to board wipe here. Interesting though that there was no attack from Michael last turn, but I mean, normally if you got 3 good rares in play and they all get swept away, you're pretty annoyed. It's a pretty huge setback, but Michael's just going to he's just gonna start dropping bombs all over again.
I mean, it's interesting there wasn't an attack from Goku's side either. Whether even if it was a bad attack,
right.
it's all gets blocked. Why not see what gets in?
All right, which 6 drop? That's now the question. Probably the
It almost
trumpeting.
feels like you. I feel like 6/6, but I guess either's fine, right?
There's a bit more board presence, and he's got a look at that, an Ixalan card. Found an Ixalan card. That
Yeah,
is
this game's not looking good. It's another land drawn for turn.
all right. He doesn't even live long enough to see the other rares, which is to Michael's advantage, honestly.
Honestly, yes.
I'm probably better for John's mental health, right? So it's a win-win.
I mean, let's see what John's got here, right? I see some removal in 2 slices, a torch, makeshift bindings, but I'm looking for hard removal because he has push pull to grab whatever he kills back from the yard,
Okay.
and then he also has outrageous robbery. So
I know
having
he's a
so many
Villainous
bombs.
Wealth fan, so I'm sure he's happy to be playing that.
Yeah, he does have access to Michael's bombs.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, so Michael, he has a few white cards in there. Makeshift binding, the make your move that we saw seems mostly for removal. That he has his the white cards are just there to shore up a couple, have a couple more removals. But like I said, all of his bombs are just they're all green and red. They're all in his deck. I think we saw all of them that game. At least we saw them in the ones that weren't in play. We saw in hand. So what looks to be a pretty scary deck here. I mean, you had to take a few losses to get here, but this is fearsome, I would say.
And let's see what happens here. Looking at John's deck for the most part, even his sideboard, it didn't look like he had any bombs or anything that says deal with me now. It's just a really fair deck with removal, a board wipe, and I guess ways to play sneaky. But for the cards in the hand, it's one more Plains, a War Leader's Call, a V2 Ghazi Inspector, the Gardener, the Panther, the board wipe is back in hand, and then a Forest.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
He's playing quite a lot of colors here.
Yes.
It seems like four, perhaps. So I was gonna
I
say
mean,
Michael's hand is
granted.
terrible because he didn't have a rare in it, but he drew the sharp-eyed rookie in time. So
Oh, perfect.
yeah, so he has two more face down. He played the Vengeful Creeper here with the goal of hopefully killing that War Leader's Call in a few turns. And he's got a Dogwalker, a Culvert Ambusher, so two more disguise creatures, and just lands for the rest of his hand. So none of the rares. So I think he's doing it wrong.
And there's still time to draw them,
Yeah,
right? And I
of
feel like
course.
all John has over here is just, I guess he drew an Analyze Paladin last turn, but it's still the Inspector and the Panther and a board wipe. So it's not like a lot of pressures coming
Right.
out from anywhere.
Yeah, he's got a case of Trampled Garden here for the turn, which is the case that can put counters. Right, there's Nerve
Ah,
Terror.
okay, the 3 drop. Once you have like what, 8 or more, it
Yeah.
starts pumping out counters.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. So he has a Culvert Ambusher, so he could potentially use that next turn. Well, I mean, we'll see. He could also pop up his Dog Walker next turn. But looks like
Let's
John's got all of his colors here, so he should be able to start to playing whatever he can. But
The funny thing is like in most board states, right? Like that would have been a fine turn to board wipe. But after the last game, knowing how many bombs your opponent has, it just doesn't feel good, right?
I mean, board wiping is not exactly where you want where you want to be. I don't think.
I mean,
So
I take a 2 for 3.
right, so it looks like he's getting a case of Trampled Garden here. Potentially put them onto the Dog Walker. Oh, one on each. It looks like of the face down. This is going to get him to the requisite 8 that he needs to start putting counters on attacking creatures next turn.
And then what else does he have in hand?
He has a Culvert Ambusher.
Is that it? Just that and 2 lands?
Yeah, not too much
Okay.
going on here. He's whatever skill he used last game to draw 5 rares in a row has not shown up this game.
Hey, I mean, there's tons of time. All John really has is the board wipe, just through slice for turn, and
Well,
then analyze talent. There's really no bombs to really look for that I saw.
as soon as John plays 18 more creatures, the game ends, right?
I mean, that's one way. That's one way to end the game.
So, of note, Michael's plan next turn is likely going to be to flip up his Vengeful Creeper to kill the War Leader's call. I mean, you know.
Oh, there will be no flipping. There will be no flipping. That attack is, bro. I'm board wiping.
Okay, makes sense.
Now I guess he's gonna analyze the pollen. Let's see. John knows what he wants. Is there a bomb that's worth grabbing, or are we just looking for something good?
I'm sure it's whatever the best thing he can play next turn would be. Whatever's the best thing he can play next turn, he's going to go get. Like, whatever that is. I mean, I'm sure he'll make the right call. He's a wise player.
East
That's
Dropper it
that's the
is.
best you can do. I mean, I
I
like.
told there's no bombs.
I mean, that's. I mean, if it was my deck, I'd be doing the same thing. Be going to go get that. So I cannot tell a lie.
Now let's see. John can play the eavesdropper. Now, if he cracks the clue, things get interesting. If he saves the clue, then there's still help for his soul. Okay, all right, we're looking good so far.
All right, we
So
got
ambush.
we got another rare. We did draw a rare here. It's the Arch Druid's Charm, which can go search for any of his other insane rares.
Yeah, can we not? Let's say we did.
He can also flip up the Culvert and force the Loxodon to block. I think that's probably what he wants to do here. Yeah,
Look, you don't want to do that though because there's onboard information that it can become a 5/5.
No, it has to have drawn 2 cards.
Is it 2 cards?
Yeah, it's when you draw your second
stand
card. So
corrected.
when you crack it during your turn, it works. But when it's not your turn, it does not work.
Well, what about this trick?
Slice from the shadows.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that'll do. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still just a 1-for-1, right? Like it's not like somebody broke something. It's like instead of it being a 1-for-0, it was a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
So
2, 4, 6.
it's like,
Panther, cracked
you know,
blue.
I wouldn't call it a blowout, right? Like it's one card traded for one card.
Well, I mean, plus, he still has the ability to search for a bomb. I guess
Yep.
the only thing though is it's most of his bombs are what, 5 or more? So it's gonna be
Yeah.
2 turns for you to deploy it.
Uh, yeah, pretty much.
Depending on what he gets. There might be something a little better there. But I mean, from what John's hand's looking like, a 5/5 is getting in, and he's playing a Panther.
Okay, I mean that is pretty good, right? Like
Yeah.
this is not bad.
So I have 2, 4. Ooh.
Right, so he's going to 10. He's
That's
going to 9, and then he's
a
facing
5 mana to
down a
play with.
7 power trampler. So looking pretty good here. Just lands for Michael. He needs to play. I mean, he can't go get a 6 dropper. He has to get something that he can play right away. So
Yeah.
probably the 8/4. I'm guessing that's the
The
biggest thing he
mole.
can go get.
I
I
guess
mean,
he's thinking too. He's probably thinking like, what can I do? I mean, all John's working with is a swamp, so unless he, can draw something to get out of this, there's really not much coming off the back end.
yeah. Well, we now know what is needed for Michael's success, which is draw more rares. Yeah, well, he's got a Quixil
Well,
Malamet exemplar. So the Ixalan Discoverland has hit an Ixalan card. Interesting how that works, but that's not going to be quite nearly enough here.
no.
That is not looking like it's going to be quite very good.
So I'd assume you just swing both, right?
I don't think there's anything Michael can do at this point. Looks like he will be dead next turn. What was the face down creature just got played?
uh it is a gardener.
Okay. So,
If John can just get rid of all his lands from the deck, he can't top deck any more lands, right?
I've tried that. You can always draw more lands.
I mean, this parlor helps. What's on top?
What's on top of
It
the
is a
deck?
land.
What's on top of the deck?
I can promise you it is not a lightning helix.
I mean, it's in the set, but definitely not the draw here. Planes off the top means we're going to game 3. So we saw the bombs get dropped in game 1. No bombs getting dropped here. Just a board wipe and then a better rebuild for John, and was able to get the victory here.
Yeah, I mean, Keen-Eyed Rookie it's a fair card, right? Or Sharp-Eyed Rookie, it's fair. It's fair. The
I
rest of those
mean,
bombs are not fair.
in a format where your 3 drop is going to be a 2/2 a lot of the time, it's fair, I guess. But I mean, it's still quite strong.
Yeah. Now, if I'm correct, he doesn't get the power bump if you play a morph and then flip it, right? It's only once it's played.
No, it's when it
Yeah,
enters, I believe, unless it's
which is
worded.
interesting.
I,
Maybe that would
I, I
have been too
haven't I haven't
strong.
I haven't read that card back to front to know if it has other abilities than what I know it has. But pretty
I didn't know it
interesting.
made a clue until recently. I didn't know
Oh
that.
no. Okay.
I was like, wait a minute, it makes a clue also? Oh, this all makes sense now.
Yes, you're famously one that always reads every card. Interesting that he's splashing for removal, but he's not playing the Buried in the Garden. I guess he just figures it's a splash card or like already. So like white is a splash already, so it's a bit of an ask. So rather terrible hand here, and he's gonna ship that in for a hand with more rares than the first one.
Well, this hand's looking a little better than the other
Okay.
hand, and of course, he would get the board wipe for the first draw of the game.
I
But
mean,
he was only had
good
2
call.
lands, but luckily Analyze is going to find the third one. So he'll have 1 swamp in hand and whatever land he looks for. The Crawl that can destroy a token,
Okay.
and then the Bone Brute, the what do you call this? The Bonkin, and then the Panther.
Bondkin. Are we back in cons here?
The Bloomkin.
Okay.
He
Yeah,
was
so
looking through the deck, so I couldn't see the name.
for Michael, he's got a Topiary Panther, which he's about to cycle. As far as rares go, he's got the Sharp-Eyed Rookie, the Lamplight Phoenix, and the Yaris, and he's got a Vengeful Tracker, the 2/2. That
Oh, this could be bad very quickly.
for who?
For Michael, I mean, John has the Bone Brute, so I would assume he wants to play that this turn. and he can flip it up next turn.
It'll be a 7/3 once again.
Yeah.
Nice little synergy here.
And what can he work with? I guess
I mean, we got a
he's
4/4
only gonna have
coming
one
down this turn.
swamp.
I imagine there's a 4/4 coming down this turn.
Is there?
I don't see why not. And I
Oh
mean, and I mean, if I'm him, I'm attacking. But okay, I'm kind of down to attack with that rookie and trade it for the the face down. I
yeah.
am kind of into it.
So there's options here. He just drew makeshift binding. I guess he's just gonna toss it out right away on the 4/4. Thinking
Yeah, it
about
makes
it.
sense.
It's up. It's down. It's up. It's down.
Makes sense. Yeah, that 4/4 can be really dangerous. Just so much text on it.
I mean, especially if your opponent has any morphs, right? Like once this guy is down, they all get haste.
Yep.
All right,
All
so we'll
right.
go with
So
the second option,
he's just going for
which
the I'm going to attack you for 7 plan, and Michael has to kind of just accept the damage here.
which I like. I guess he wants to cycle the Panther to find the second swamp.
All right. Draws a crowd control warden, so definitely not a rare. So what can you do? He's going to play that face down. Looks like he's just going to put a bunch of bodies into play here. I mean, I guess he gets to attack for free with the face down. Either he gets a
Yeah,
card or he gets a 7/7.
unless he wants to save it for blocking duty.
Huh. Okay. I kind of want to attack, right? Because you either get a card or a 7/7.
Well, I think it's. I mean, there's a case for either side, but I guess he just wants to make sure that if John attacks, he knows he's attacking into a morph. It's just not going to be profitable, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, two things are going to die, right? Like, Michael has to lose two things, but I guess he could lose the tracker and then the face down.
Now, what I guess John is
All
going to
right.
do is just swing both here, and
Sounds like
then
a
you know
board
what
wipe to
follows
me.
this. Yeah, oh, yeah, it does.
Sounds like a board wipe to me. But smartly, Michael seeing that, I does Yaris allow the face down to come back if it's dead? It must, right?
Never seen it. Never seen it.
Okay.
John's thinking about it though. John literally looks at it and he goes, "I want a board wipe."
So they're
All
all
right,
dying at the same time. So it should work. But I am definitely not the expert on this.
ooh, can he exile it before? I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, he can.
Maybe the trigger doesn't happen, but that would have been pretty interesting if it did happen and he had the chance to exile it before Yaris
No,
triggers.
it's back.
No, John, you could have gotten rid of it.
Okay.
That's a
So
misstep.
yeah, that's pretty cool. We like that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so really smart of Michael because that attack sort of screamed board wipe, especially attacking with the 2/4. Like attacking
I
with the
mean,
2/4 was almost like a dead giveaway.
it was
So he said,
definitely good on Michael's part.
yeah, because logic says, he's attacking. I'm gonna block with my face down. It'll come back face up. But when he attacked with that 2/4, that sort of signaled there's a board wipe. Therefore, I'm gonna leave my face down guy because he'll come back. So very shrewd maneuvering there. And now Michael suddenly has a large board here.
Yeah, I mean, John does have a killer Among Us that he's probably
Oh,
going to deploy.
yeah, not as good on defense, but very very fun card.
Well, I mean, it's still final defense, right? Like you block two of the guys, and then you just swing with the other one that you called.
All right, we got the chases on here, which may come up here if John tries a double block.
Oh, this is a chump block. Oh no, it is a double block. Okay,
All
interesting.
right, so I guess human wasn't chosen then.
No, I believe it was Merfolk, but it's a mystery to me.
See, I was playing a game yesterday and I didn't choose Merfolk and I lost, and I think that's why I lost. So
Huh? I thought John would have just used the two straggling 1/1s, but that's going to be
well, I
interesting.
mean, try and take out a creature here. All right, the
No,
draw.
not a
All right,
10.
draw for the turn was, or no, not draw for the turn, but draw off the clue was Cutsil. the cat from Ixalan.
This card sounds real familiar.
Your opponents can't play spells during your turn,
That annoying guy.
and you draw a card if when your creature hits if its base power is larger, or if its current power is larger than its base.
The green white from LCI.
Exactly.
We saw that what? No, someone posted about that earlier. I think it was John. Not Goku, but Jed saying
Oh
that
well,
he
yeah.
was wondering.
It came up in a match yesterday that he wanted to cast. He wanted. He's like, why didn't I get a chance to respond while your
Yeah.
creature was attacking? And nobody could figure out, even Michael. And then somebody else chimed in because it was a stream. He's like, oh, the Cutsil.
I
Because John was
mean, the
like, is
card's
Arena
good.
bug? He's like, is Arena bugged? What's going on? And even me. I mean, I had it. I was watching the game out of the corner of my eye, really. But yeah, no, it's that ability definitely comes up. But right now we got an inside source here coming up the board.
And probably the Bloomkin to follow
All
it
right,
up.
so I'll just play a
This
2 mana
is
two
why I
two.
like to chump the turn before though, because if you chumped, that's 7 damage, putting Michael at 3.
Right.
Michael probably wouldn't be willing to swing, but this
So
still leaves it very interesting.
so Michael's weighing a decision of playing a 3 mana 3/3 or discovering. I have to imagine a 3 mana 3/3 is going to be better than the average card he's going to find with the discover.
Depends. What if he has like I don't know, Deluge in there or something? Well, he's playing Deluge just to discover into it.
Which deluge is this again?
Glistening Deluge.
That's very specific.
Big brain play, man. Big brain plays.
That is oddly specific. I don't see any March of Machine cards here. Just Ixalan.
So I man, John's got interesting lines here. So they went this way. Of
Which
course,
way?
the inside source. Look for a land. It's the three
Yeah.
green mana spell.
Oh,
But I do like
I just
this
said which
play.
way,
Oh, okay.
and the answer is the way of attacking with 4 power creatures.
Yeah, I'm all for this all day and night.
Look at these tokens trading for like real bodies here. Feels good for John here. All right, just more things to play is bad news for Michael. Makeshift binding here that can take the face down creature off the battlefield.
I would think you go for the face down, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
the Bloomkin is worrisome also, but I'm just
Okay,
terrified. Oh,
he's discovering instead, and
he's a maniac.
yeah, like I said, I think I like a makeshift binding better than a random card here.
Well,
And this is
oh
fair
my
game.
gosh, that's game.
Oh,
John
okay,
just got pushed pull from the graveyard or from the top of the deck.
that'll do it. Yeah, that'll always do it. Yeah, that's it
You
looked.
just take the Yaris and the Control Warden, right?
I mean, sure. I'm
I mean, cut to if you're scared your opponent has anything in
I'm
hand.
okay with 13 power of haste. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess to keep it clean, he can go Cutzel if there's anything he's scared of.
That is true. That is a safe mode. I mean, he's at 6. Like, doesn't matter what he takes as long as they're like large.
Yeah, I think instead of Yaris, you just go. I mean, I don't think it matters, but just Warden Cutzel, it's clean, right? Warden's going
Yeah.
to be the biggest thing on the battlefield, but he'll go for Yaris here. It's fun.
I mean, it didn't matter here, but yeah. So that decision of makeshift binding versus discover ended up not mattering. I don't think.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
But if pull was getting cast, it didn't matter what decision Michael made on that second to last turn. But fun game, lots of powerful cards, and John P. Go Crew Go Home. Congratulations to him for taking down our second feature match of the night. And we'll be back in a little bit with our final match of the night.